I'm going after a man grounded in this police station, a Victorian spirit who is said to attack people in these cells.
Can you maybe tap on the wall, bang on the door? Where are you? Cell. Which cell are you in?
I'm in Sheffield, known as a city of steel due to its impact in the Industrial Revolution. It is in fact a city that goes back much further than that, as it derives from an old Anglo-Saxon settlement, and with its most historical area being Castlegate. And yes, if you watched my last video, it means this is another place that has built shops above its old castle. It is home to the world's oldest football club, Sheffield FC, and every year it is where the World Snooker Championships are fought out at the world-famous Crucible Theatre. But I'm here for its ghosts. This is West Bar, a building that has housed all three of its first responders. Built in 1900 on land that was once tenement housing, the man chosen for the job, Joseph Norton, an architect, was sent to New York so that he could get inspiration for his design. He brought back with him a building design layout in his mind that could implant a quick hitch harness system, the first in the UK, meaning appliances could be ready in just 4 seconds in the daytime and 20 seconds at night. Since telephones weren't available to everyone, a watchtower was built, meaning that fires could be seen across Sheffield. It used to be illegal to build structures taller than the fire stations for this exact reason, so this could guarantee the best view of Victorian-era Sheffield. The police would rely on people running to the building to report crimes. Originally, this was 2 separate buildings with a cobbled yard running down the middle. The police station operated on the left-hand side with stables for 12 horses, and the fire brigade were on the right-hand side with their own stables for 4 horses. Ambulances were parked in the cobbled area between, although today this has been covered up and is part of a museum. The ambulances would only transfer people to hospitals, where patients were never brought back here. The fire station had living quarters upstairs, with bedrooms able to accommodate 20 firemen. Men would start shifts on Monday morning and would work here until Sunday evening, before a handover. Below the living quarters is a recreation hall where families would come and meet with their men on Sunday nights and have dances and balls with live entertainment. There was even a billiards table here too. A matron would also live on the site. The invention of more motorised vehicles meant that space became too tight, and the fire service moved out in 1924. 4 years later, the ambulance service also left the building, leaving its sole use to the police, which was handy as crime in Sheffield was steeply rising throughout the 20th century. In the early days, some officers had also worked voluntarily to help out the fire brigade, but now the sole focus was to remain on crime. The station had 4 holding cells, each able to hold up to 16 people, meaning that 64 people could be detained here at any one time. Usually people were only here for 1 or 2 nights at max, as these were merely holding cells to lock up people who would either be released or charged and sent to a judge. When World War II broke out, the other emergency services temporarily moved back in. In 1940, however, a bomb was dropped here, landing on an adjacent building, causing significant damage to one of the police's garages. This prompted 2 of the holding cells to be knocked together to make one large cell which could be used as a shelter. The police stayed here until 1965 before moving out into a much more modern and boring looking building. The place was used for storage for an office supplies company until 1983, when it was bought and turned into the National Emergency Services Museum. The former police stables are now used to showcase a collection of old police cars, some of which are the exact cars that were borrowed by the makers of the hit TV series Heartbeat, which was based around a 1960s fictional police force. Let's get to the interesting part, because of course, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't supposedly haunted. The building's most famous ghost is said to be a man called Cain. Whilst many of the cells have an oppressive feeling, that's not a surprise, the identity of a spirit who has a negative approach to people entering is a mystery. Nobody has been able to match his identity to any historical records. More people did die in police custody in those days, but also, if you were such a negative entity, would you really give your real name to a psychic medium? I have asked not to know which cell is his, so I can see if I can find out myself on the night. A police chief called Frederick Andrews has been picked up here. He had been in the police force for over 20 years and lived in a cottage on this site with his family until his sudden death in 1911. A newspaper obituary about him claimed that even thieves that he caught were mourning his death, given he was so popular. A few years ago, a lady visiting the museum made a complaint to staff because she apparently wasn't allowed to go in and look at the fire engines. She claimed a member of staff, dressed in an old-fashioned fireman's uniform, was standing in front of the doorway, holding his hand out to gesture not to be allowed past. The staff that day claimed that nobody at the museum was dressed in any costumes, and checked the area and found nobody of that description was there. Was this a spirit, believing they were still in their own time, trying to stop members of the public from going inside? Ghostly apparitions have been seen in some of the vehicles too. These are a collection of ambulances, and it is presumed that people will have died inside of these. 2 children have been seen on the upper levels of the fire station. These can be historically traced. Edith Gosling was the first matron who lived here with her 2 children after her husband Fred, a former police officer, died in the Boer War in South Africa. The police force had provided financial support to her and presumably gave her employment and a place to live in the following years. Her 2 children are said to haunt this building, with a little boy seen more regularly on the top floor. The living quarters upstairs are said to be haunted by several spirits, one of those being Henry Fotherby, a man whom is recorded as living here, but was one of the many firefighters who signed up to go and fight in World War I. He died in 1918. There's a story about the room that once served as the recreation hall. A former fireman was painting a picture in this room for an art display when he claims he started talking to someone. He got up to go and get a closer look at them and then said they faded away. He never returned to finish his painting. The sound of people walking around on the upper floors when nobody is there is said to be the most common thing here. The cafe area was once a stable, and this is where people claim objects upstairs directly above the room can be heard being dragged around. Finally, there is a spirit that's picked up called Jack Robinson. Records do suggest that there was a Jack Robinson here who also played football in their early days for Sheffield Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been busy recording new content from some of the most haunted places in the country. I like to bring you all along with me on this journey, so why not be notified when a new scary adventure is released? I've made my way down into the police cells. These are the original police cells used by the Sheffield police services. Quite a significant time after the fire brigade moved out of this place. So many things to notice and to take note. These are the original cells, the original walls, original floors. Just look at that. Original stone floor. We're talking stone tape theory here at its best. Let's have a little wander, see what we can get before we start going any further in these police cells. One of these is Cain's cell. Who is Cain? Is his spirit in here? I'm going to introduce myself. If there are any spirits in these police cells, my name's Rob. I am here, that's my reflection by the way in the glass. I am here purely out of respect. I am here to communicate with you. If you've got a message or you want to speak to me in any way, we can certainly find a way for you to be able to do that. This is one of the few cells we've got here that's kept exactly how it would have been. You can see a bed. Obviously multiple people could have been put in these, usually for maybe a night or two, until they could be sent off to see a magistrate. Obviously as the years went on, conditions would have got a little bit better. Original door, look at this. And of course, a whole range of crimes. You could just be locked up for being drunk and disorderly. It's a Saturday night here in Sheffield, so I'd imagine, that's another infrared light, I'd imagine people who would have been arrested for causing problems, fights, much worse crimes could have come down here. Now I've been told the man who haunts these cells, a man called Cain, was in here from a very serious crime of murder. And yeah, a toilet just down there and a bed. If there's any spirits in here, can you make a noise for me? Just so I can be aware of your presence. If you can make a tap or a bang. Like I said, my name's Rob, and I'm here just to document that you exist, really. So if you do have some sort of message that you want to pass on, feel free to come and do that. We'll be running a couple of ways that you can do that. We'll have a spirit box that can pick up words. We're going to get the geoport out maybe a little bit later on. Can you maybe tap on the wall, bang on the door? Do you still feel incarcerated here? Can you maybe tap on the wall, bang on the door? Can you maybe tap on the wall, bang on the door? Over here I've got the keys. Do you want me to let you out?
On a couple of occasions, my microphones picked up some noises, which are relevant because I had spent quite a bit of time filming in this area, but these sounds were only heard whilst trying to make contact with spirits. Whilst using the spirit box, it appears to be sweeping white noise, yet I think I can hear faint voices coming through.
Hello? My name's Rob. Can you talk into my spirit box? Can you say hello to me? Is this your cell? Is there any spirits in here? It sounded like someone was trying to say hello or come through. Can you slam the door? Slam the door rather. Lock me in.
Is Kane here? Can I speak to Kane? Hello, Kane? What's your story? What did they lock you up for? I heard you're a murderer. Did you kill somebody? Or was it not you? Was it somebody else? Oh, I heard a noise down there. Like a... Just trying to mute the spirit box a little bit. If that was you, can you do that again? Scuff the floor for me like this. We've got a presence in here. I just want to have a chat with you. Hello? Oh, is someone trying to talk? Come and talk through the spirit box. It sounds like there's a male voice trying to come through. I don't know if you're hearing it, but it's sounding a little bit sort of bassy on the, as if there's like another tone there. Is there someone trying to come through? Talking to the white noise. Can you hear that? There's someone trying to come through. So that's this white noise. There. Can you try and speak to me? I'm trying to get the best way I can. Shall I get the geoport for you? I can hear like a bassy voice coming through the spirit box. Now obviously I know the spirit box really well. I use it all the time. I can tell what's white noise and when there's something else in that noise. And you can hear it. There. It's like a deep voice coming, like a deep croaky voice. Hello? I'm using the geoport. Where are you? Cell. Which cell are you in? Are you in this one? This cell? Did you just say there I am? Can I come in? Hello? Am I allowed in? This is where I was getting the man's voice. Are you in here? Now you're probably wondering why a lot of the time I don't hear what's coming through the geoport. That's just simply because the microphone picks it up a lot better than my ears do. So sometimes you'll hear me not responding to it, but seeing text on the screen. That's purely because when I edit it afterwards, I hear the words come through. But I'm not ignoring you. Which is Kane's cell? Can Kane? Kane, are you in here? I'm going to walk past a lot of cells. Can you tell me to stop when I'm outside the one you're in? So is this your cell? Is this your cell? Or is it the one that's knocked through, that doesn't have a door on the front? This was the cell door. No. Is this your cell? Or was it the first one where I started down here? Is this your cell? Can you talk to me? You've gone quiet. Use your energy. My name is Rob. Yeah. I was something. What were you in for? What did they charge you with? Is this Kane's cell? Kane, can I talk to you, please? A lot of people claim you're down here and have contacted you. But I want to know more your story. Tell me your story. What was your purpose in life? Do you regret what you did? Do you regret what you did? Why are you still grounded here? Do you know you can leave? Do you know you can go? The door's open, Ken. You can go. Are you scared to move on? Don't be scared to move on. You don't have to stay in this building. You can leave if you want. The doors are open. Look, Kane. The doors are open. You can move on. You can go. I'm gonna go, Kane. But if that was someone talking to me, I would like to thank you for that. Thank you, Kane. I don't know what you did, whether you were guilty or whether you're a bad person, but I don't want to see a spirit grounded. Please move on. There's nothing to be frightened of. You can go.
After my time in the police cells, I went out to where the old stables used to be, which is now an exhibition for old police cars and bikes.
I'm in an area of the building that is now home to some exhibit police cars. Now these are real vehicles, these aren't replicas, these are obviously things, these have been in the job. Real police officers have done their job in these, and obviously you can imagine this is another part of this police station that has seen a lot of history. So the first thing to note, just look at some of these cars. Now I know, just as a car enthusiast myself, old Rovers, these are very rare. Obviously Rover got taken over by MG many years ago, and then later they moved on. They're now built in China. Look at that, I just don't want to touch any of these cars. I know we are allowed to touch some of the vehicles in here, but obviously these are not cheap things. If members of the public go around climbing over things and trying to open things up, then obviously they will break. Things like this are irreplaceable. This is an old police van, which I've been told I am allowed, if the door's open, I am allowed to go in. We'll go inside there a little bit later on. Now you're wondering why this building's got reinforced steel. Not because we're in the Steel City, but because this place got bombed. And of course they were ready for more bombs coming during the Second World War. You know, an adjacent building to this got bombed. I'm going to just call out if there's any spirits attached to this vehicle, any vehicle in here. Anyone who served a purpose in this building, any spirits that are still present, come forward. True fact, by the way, some of the vehicles that were used in the TV series Heartbeat are in this very museum. Now I'm just going to see where I'm going. I don't want to walk into anything, and yeah, I'm just going to get into this. Oh wow, so this is what it's like to be brought in by the police. So if you just imagine being arrested, brought in, and then made to sit inside here. I don't know if any of my viewers have been inside a police car or van before. I haven't. Oh wow, so they could have, many people could fit in here, lined up, and obviously the drivers are protected by that cage, that steel thing there. Let's have a little look, let's have a little wander forward. Let's have a little look through there. Oh wow. Obviously a lot of the dash has been taken out. Look at the real gear levers on there as well. There's got to have been lots of things have gone on. A lot of people have been brought in here. Criminals, murderers, rapists, thieves, robbers, violent people who were manhandled, brought in. Think of the energy, the anger of being arrested, the worry about being arrested. You've been caught. If you were innocent, there'll be a lot of people who might have sat in here that have been innocent. I think it's worth just having a little call out in here. If there's any spirits that want to come and let me know of your presence, can you tap on the outside of this van? It's I can hear an actual siren. Now that's not residual energy. That's not some sort of stone tape theory playing out. There is genuinely a busy city centre of Sheffield outside, so you will hear traffic. Can a spirit come and tap on the side of the van, please? Oh, is that an orb? Or was that some dust or something? I didn't see it. I might have to look at that on the replay. I saw something going past. Is there someone outside? Did you drive these vehicles? Were you in the police? Or were you in the back of these vehicles because you were a criminal? Can you see this bit of rope going across here? Can you make it move? Whoa, that might have been me. I thought that was me. Something made a bang. Was that someone outside the vehicle? Can you do it again? I just put my elbow on the armrest, but I can't redo it. Certainly not the bench buckling under the weight of me. Is there any spirit energy in here? I can hear some voices. That's outside, by the way. That's nightlife.
After some quiet time, I decided to go to another part of the museum, which is now displaying the old ambulances. You can rest assured, things have happened in the back of these.
Capturing orbs in here. Inside the ambulance. Here in Sheffield at the National Emergency Services Museum. I'm going to run a spirit box session. Let's see if we can certainly communicate with anyone via that way. We used the ITC. Hello, is there any spirits in here? I may have picked up on your energy earlier on. Try and use the white noise coming from the little radio down there. Did you die in this vehicle? Remember guys, in the comments below, if you hear anything that maybe I don't pick up on, feel free to say what you hear. Keep it respectful. If your spirit energy is in this vehicle, can you speak to me? I sort of thought I heard someone saying there were 7. What happened to cause you to be in the ambulance? Was there an accident? It was an accident? Were you dead already, or did you die in this vehicle? Is that a child? Let's bring this closer. Hello? Do you want to come and have a talk to me? I'll stand outside. I'll stand here. You don't have to come and talk, you don't have to be on camera. But if you can maybe just say hello to me. What's your name? I heard somebody talking before. I'm going to have a little wander. Around some of these vehicles. Did you work here? Maybe as a fireman? Or a police officer? Or you were on the building, you were here before this building was built? I know there was tenement housing here, I believe. Look at this over here. I can see modern day traffic going past in the background, but I appreciate that. Imagine trying to go to an incident in that.
I now move into the old fire station. This is the exact spot where a lady claimed to see an apparition of a fireman in broad daylight while she was in the museum. And it's the upper quarters above here that are also said to be haunted by some children.
Now these are even older than some of the vehicles that we've been in. These go back very far back to the turn of the last century. Hello? This is where the stables used to be. You can see at the back there they've recreated them. They're not the original stables, but horses would have been based in here. People sometimes say they can still smell horses down here as some sort of residual smell. And there's a fake horse, not real. Did you work in the fire service? I can hear a little voice coming through. Have you driven any of these vehicles? Imagine that, look at that. Are you proud of these vehicles? This is the fire station, which looks out onto the front of the building. You can see the big doors. So any spirit energies in here? More ambulances. Oh, we've done a big circle, that's why. I'm like, we've already been in that one. I see what we've done. There's another ambulance. An original. Is there anybody lurking in here? Any spirit energies? That's real. That's probably drunks trying to cross the road in front of another car. What's your name? Can you say hello? Can I have a chat with you? Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear that. Did you die in here? Did you die on this bed? I want to know who the spirit energies are in this place. I want to know who the figures that people see walking through here. We're not trying to chase you out, you're welcome to stay. But we just want to know who you are. People see figures through here. I'm on the top floor of the museum, the Emergency Services Museum. This is where a lot of people experience a dark presence in the room, in the building. What it is, we do not know. It's been said that there are 2 children up here who died in an accident. They were son and daughter of the first matron who worked here many years ago. We're going to try and contact them. People have seen the little boy peeping out from behind one of the vehicles up here. And of course there is a dark entity which I'm told is at that end of the corridor, and it's gone icy cold in here. Now we know that firemen did live up here. They would start a shift on a Monday morning and they would come off shift on a Sunday night. This is an example of one of the bedrooms that your firemen who worked here, they would have a little bed to sleep in. Now there are mannequins here. I am aware of this gentleman set up here for the museum. And these bedrooms went the full length of this corridor. You can see that all the rooms there on the right hand side and there's some on the left hand side, but obviously with this being a museum they have put some display things in. We've got a police motorbike here, which I've been told I am allowed to get on it. I've never ridden a motorbike before in my life, and like I say, here we've got some display things, and it's at the end of this curvy left hand corridor that we get some kind of presence, dark presence. Who is he? Who are they? But this is the living quarters of the firemen, those firefighters. Obviously this would have been a bedroom, it's now a display room. And then at the very end of this corridor, we're going to try and catch this guy, this presence that's attacked people, terrorised people. Who are you? My name's Rob. I am an investigator. I'm not here to harm you or to pester you in any way, but I'm purely here to try and just communicate with you. Feel free to tell me your story, who you are, why you're here. It'll be nice to just hear from you. I think this is the fire engine. People have said they've seen a little boy peeping out. Must be it's the only fire engine up here. There's little children up here as well. And then of course, when the alarm would have gone for a fire, they would have come. That's the fireman's pool. Behind that glass case, and they would have gone down there. They can still use it. Volunteers at the museum are trained how to use it. It's still in use. And I just want to show you something on these steps down here as well. Just look how uneven they are. Just walking up those steps. Very uneven, very indented. That's with years of walking up and down, and you can feel it just walking down the steps. There's the fireman's pole. That's actually a photograph taken in this building. There's the pole going down. These are all rooms that have been modified for museum purposes. And then along here, this is the Great Hall. So at the end of a shift on a Sunday, because these men worked throughout the week, Monday to Sunday, they lived here. Their families would come and visit them. This is the Great Hall where they would meet and basically have a party to see their family again. And it all took place in this very room. And imagine the positive energy you've gone a week without seeing your kids. The kids have gone a week without seeing their parent. It was like a happy place. Whoa, did you hear that? It sounded like some sort of like mobile phone notification, like a... Now I know we've got traffic outside because this is an evening here in Sheffield. You can see the cars through those curtains, those blinds. It sounded like a sort of sparkly little ringtone going off. No, it's not my phone. My phone's on airplane. If that was someone, can you do that again? I thought I heard something. I'm going to go and get the geoport because I feel that someone will be able to come through on that. I go. That's voices from outside, I think. Hello? I think I need to check that. It could have just been a person walking past. There was probably a person walking past. You see out here there's outdoors. You can see the cars, the traffic going past. It could have been someone walking past. We will leave that as possibly debunked. It did sound like someone walking past, and it's the kind of voice that was Saturday night. Just look at that, look how uneven that is. It's gonna be, there's castles that don't even have that. That's because so many men ran up and down this staircase, and look. You have to be really careful when you walk up. Look, you can even see on there just how uneven that is. That's full stone. The amount of people who've had life in this building. Right, we're going to get the geoport out. We're going to see if we can find where there's any spirits up here. Hello, I'm Rob. I'm just going to have a little chat. I'm going to put a box on that's going to require you to use your electromagnetic energy, your energy, to put some voices together, put some words together. The fuck? Hello? I thought I heard a girl's voice. What? I've got so much goosebumps right now. Hello? There are far too many mannequins up here. I am absolutely... I heard a voice. But that was inside, that was not outside. Can you repeat that, please? That was not outside, because I know what's outside. I think the first thing we heard was outside. That was inside. Hello, I'm Rob. I think I heard you. I heard a lady. We know that a family has died in this building. You can hear the traffic and you know what's inside and what's outside. That was inside. I'm going to get the geoport. I think we need to do a geoport session. I've got goosebumps everywhere. There's something not right about this floor. I'm standing against this wall. Do you need help? Why do you need help? I can't help you, but I can pass a message on. It gets worse when you get to this end. Watch, the geoport will go crazy when I get to this end. I just want to know who you are. Can you say my name? Can you direct me to where you are? Am I getting closer to you? Do you want me to leave? I'll go now. I'm gonna go. Oh. Did you want me to go? That was a child. Do you want me to stay? Okay, I'm going to put it away now. Going. Gone.
I swept the building with a K2 meter and got no results, and neither did I get anything on the thermal imaging camera too. If you're ever in the Sheffield area, pop into the National Emergency Services Museum. It's very interesting, things to do for people of all ages, even the kids as well. Plus, you might just bump into one or two characters from yesterday. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the Dead Air channel. There's lots more like that on the Dead Air page.